Hello, hello, hello. Beauty class is in session. Today, we're going to talk spray foundation, how to apply it, how to get the best coverage, and why you're going to love it. First things first, I have already done my set and prep combo because I like to let it really set in. So I have oily skin, so what I start with is I spray my face with setting spray and I let it dry. What that's going to do is it's going to block any of the excess oil from coming through, keeping me matter and less oily throughout the day. It is the best trick I've ever learned in my whole entire life. Then I have gone in with primer. I've already used the hydrating primer. I love this hydrating primer for a few reasons. Number one, people that have oily skin tend to have oily skin because they're lacking in hydration. I know it sounds kind of funny, just trust me, that's the truth. So I like the extra dose of hydration, especially in wintertime because your skin tends to dry out in the cold weather, so it's an extra hydration. And I also love how grippy it is. So when you apply it to your skin, it's going to feel really tacky. So it feels really tacky now, but that means that it's going to give something for your foundation to grip onto. So your foundation is going to last all day long and you are going to just absolutely love it. It is a gel to water technology. So when you apply it, it is a gel. When you pump it out of the tube, it comes out in a gel, but then when you apply it onto your skin, it melts into water and it's absorbed. So it's very important to let this sit for a good 5 minutes, just to let it do its job and absorb into your skin. If you don't let it kind of sit and do its job, then when you go to apply your foundation over top, it just tends to feel like really cakey and gross, and you're just not gonna like it. So we do have a few different options for the primer. So this is the hydrating primer. We also have a mattifying primer. It does exactly what you would think it is. Mattifies anything. So if you are like myself and you like really matte finish, then this is wonderful. And then we also have just our regular primer. So the primer is going to fill in all your fine lines, your wrinkles, your pores. If you have texturized skin, it's going to help smooth out your texturized skin and giving a really great blurring effect. The mattifying primer gives probably the most of the blurring effect. So if you have a lot of texturized skin that you want to try and get rid of, then try the mattifying primer because it will work the best. So the mattifying primer is best for oily skin. This is best for all skin types, oily to combination to dry. And then the hydrating primer is you can use it for all skin types, but it works really well on people with really dry skin as well too. So picking a primer just solely goes on if you have certain skin conditions that you are trying to fix, or if you are prefer a matte finish over a natural finish, that kind of thing. But I can totally walk you all through that. So I've already done all of my prime and set combo already. So now I am ready to go for foundation. So I am using the color Eyelet in our spray foundation. And I am going to apply it with our kabuki brush. So if you do not have a kabuki brush, I suggest getting one. If financially, budget-wise, you just can't afford to get the combo, then what I always suggest is if you have some kind of big-headed brush. So if you've got like a brush like this or a brush like this, works the best. The spray foundation is, because it comes out in a spray, it doesn't work very well if you spray it onto your sponge. So it applies best with a brush. So like I said, if you can't afford to get a kabuki brush, then whatever kind of wide-headed brush you do. So of course you've got to shake it up. Because it is in an aerosol can, it's really important to shake it up really well. A bottle of this lasts anywhere between 90 and 100 uses, depending on obviously how much you spray. But with this foundation, less is definitely more. When you are done applying your foundation, you want this kabuki brush to look like this. You want it to look basically clean when it's done. So it dries really fast, so you need to work in sections on your face. I spray right onto the kabuki brush. I don't recommend spraying it onto your face. It would be a hard thing to do, and it just works. Just trust me on this one. Just spray it onto your brush. So little sprays, like that's a lot. And then dab it into whatever area you're going to start with. So I usually start with my cheek area, and then I usually do 3 areas. 1, 2, and 3. And then pat it on, and then buff it out. With the patting it on like this, it's going to really, really give you an amazing coverage. So that's called stippling. And then you want to blend and buff just so that you don't get any harsh lines and that kind of thing. I don't go too far up in my eye because I always use some concealer under my under eye to help with my bags and help with my brighten up my under eye. And then always do your neck. So just really really gives you a full coverage. It has more of a satin finish than a matte finish. It works wonderful. So I'll show you. So this is all my age spots and all my funnels. 2 quick sprays. Dab it all on. And then just buff it in. I can make sure you don't create any lines. So I do a really thin coat to start, and then if I feel like I need a few areas where I have a little bit more trouble, you can just go and do like a little mini spritz over top of those some areas. Or if you you can also apply some concealer. So if you are using your concealer to cover your blemishes, you want to use a concealer that is the same color as your foundation. Look at that. So you want to use the same color as your foundation and you want to apply it first. If you are using your concealer as a highlight for under your under eye in areas, then you want to go a shade or two lighter, and you also apply it after you apply your concealer or after you apply your foundation. I already did my brows, so I'm just trying to be careful I don't go too. But that's it. It's a full coverage. A full matte coverage, and it is so easy, very airbrushed. So from here you can go a bazillion different ways. What I normally do, and I always suggest, is grab some concealer and do some kind of highlighting. At the very minimum, you want to at least do some blush. When you're using a really full coverage foundation like this, you give your face very much a ghostly, sickly appearance because you even out all of your skin tone, leaving you one solid color. So it's really important to use something, anything, whether you want to do blush, bronzer, do the highlighting and sculpting, whatever you want to do and take it from here, you can. It's just very important that you add some kind of color and dimension back into your face, because if you don't, you're going to look really ghost-like and sickly and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you guys how easy it was to apply using that stippling technique, the patting, and then buffing and blending. Gives you the fullest coverage ever. It is very lightweight. It is very airbrushed, and it has a really pretty finish to it. You don't have to set this with powder if you don't want to. I do, but just for the transfer reasons, I apply power as well as I like to have a really matte finish. And then look, you guys see, my brush is the same as it was. So that's the key to it. Less is more, short sprays, blending and buffing, working in areas all over your face. But that's it. That's Spray Foundation 101. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to shoot me a message. You know where to find me. And class is dismissed.